Namaskar friends, myself Deepak Kumar Rath, I welcome you to the digital media of Uday India. Today on India Thinks, I will speak about a very interesting subject related to Diwali. Friends, first of all, I must greet you all for Dhanteras and Diwali, and I wish may this Diwali, that is festival of light, bring peace, prosperity and success to you all. Friends, today I am standing before you with my head hanging in shame. We all are happy and loving this festive mood in the country, but there is a place in India where people don't celebrate Diwali. People don't celebrate Diwali. They have not celebrated Diwali for last 300 years. The reason is Tipu Sultan. Melkote in the Mandya region of Karnataka, a few hundred kilometers from Bengaluru, remains dark on the day of Diwali, while the left liberal, Kawal and some of the country's biggest political parties celebrate Tipu Jayanti. It will be difficult for anyone to accept that a holy location such as Melkote doesn't observe Diwali. Why I am calling Melkote a pious place? Because Ramanujacharya ji, a Sri Vaishnava saint, who lived there for more than a decade, and in addition the area is home to the magnificent Chelumaraya Swami temple and numerous other significant shrines are also there, and it is known for being a historically significant center of learning. The Iyengar Brahmins of Melkote are a community that has not observed Diwali to this date, and Melkote goes dark on Diwali each year because of the community views the festival as a somber of and unwanted reminder of their tryst with the despot, namely Tipu Sultan. The Brahmin subsect known as Mandyam Iyengar group observes Narak Chaturdashi as a day of mourning. On this day, more than 3 centuries ago, the Mandyam Iyengar community of the Melkote was brutally slaughtered by the Tipu Sultan, killing nearly 800 men, women and children. Members of the village claim that the slaughter took place between 1783 and 1795, even if the precise year is not exactly known. I must tell you that situated in the Mandya district of Karnataka lies a little hill town called Melkote. It is also referred to as Tiruvannarampuram and is location of 2 renowned temples, which are Yoganarasimha temple and Cheluvarnar temple. Among the first devotees of Sri Ramanujacharya, a Mandya Iyengars arrived in Melkote in 12th century, having been given the flavors by King Vishnuvardhana of Hoysala. It is said that Sri Ramanujacharya ji consecrated the Cheluvarnarayan temple and thereafter restored it. The Hoysalas gradually went into decline, but the Vijayanagara Empire saw an outturn in the Mandyam Iyengar community's fortunes. The Cheluvanarayana temple received numerous substantial contributions from the Vijayanagara monarchs, who were also big supporters of the Melkote Iyengars. The Vijayanagara Empire was on the verge of collapse by 1565. As vassals of the Vijayanagara Empire, the Udayars resigned over the Mysore before declaring their independence. Raja Udayar I oversaw a progressive expansion of the Mysore kingdom's power. Under the Udayars, the group of Mandyam Iyengar flourished and held important positions in religion and administration for the next 150 years. The Mandyam Iyengars also received control of the Cheluvanarayan temple, but by 1760 The Udayyar dynasty had given over much of its sway and authority to their commanders-in-chief or Dalwais. There was a Udayyar seated on the throne, but he was only symbolic. So, following the death of Krishna Raja Udayyar II in 1763, Hyder Ali, one of the most powerful commanders-in-chief, established himself as the unchallenged monarch of the Mysore Empire. Tipu Sultan, the son of Hyder Ali, succeeded him after his death in 1783. In contrast to his father, Tipu was extremely leery of the Iyengar's prominence and believed they were traitors. One instance confirmed his suspicions. A minister in Tipu's court named Saimala Iyengar made a covert approach to prominent Major General in the British Army stations in Madras, Lord George Harris. Tipu Sultan saw this corresponding as treasonous and destroyed the whole Mandyam Iyengar community in Melkote as a result. Several communities in South India commemorate Deepavali on Naraka Chaturdashi, the day when Mandyam Iyengar community was Melkote rounded up by Tipu Sultan's forces. Melkote was completely destroyed and around 800 people were killed. The remaining residents left the town. Overnight, Melkote became a ghost town. It is also worth noting that Lord George Harris went on to become the commander of the Madras army, which defeated Tipu Sultan alongside two other British armies in 4th Anglo-Mysore War. The community's collective consciousness is permanently marked by the memory of this slaughter. The community still remembers the horrific rape and murder that occurred under the Islamic tyrant's reign of terror. In addition to acts of violence and forced conversion, vandalism and temple looting also occurred. Friends, Marxist historians elevated the Islamic dictator Tipu Sultan to a legendary status. The history, as recounted by the Mandyam Iyengar Brahmins, ought to include Tipu Sultan as a vicious killer, nothing more than that. So, this is really a dark side of history that we must remember in the day of Deepavali. That is why on this year Deepavali we could bring to your notice about such an incident in Molekot of Karnataka. This is a very historical event and instead a event of sorrow and despair. So, Uday India always brings out such precious memories of history before you. To know about such memorable stories and histories, I always request you to stay tuned with Uday India and subscribe to Uday India. Bharat Mata Ki Jai.